Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
For real, for real.
For real, for real.
Can I sit like this?
Yep, you're beautiful. Okay. Okay. So hi Jen, how are you?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. So would you like to tell me a little bit about what's been bothering you?
I'm just so overwhelmed. I feel like I'm this hamster running on my wheel at like 100 miles per hour, and there's no way of stopping it, and my mind is just nonstop racing.
Okay, so when do you find yourself feeling overwhelmed?
It's not a specific time. It's all of the time. It's every minute of every single day, even when I should be sleeping.
Let's talk about this feeling of being overwhelmed. Let's try to get to the source. What are you saying to yourself internally to create this feeling of being overwhelmed?
Well, I'm a failure of a student. You know, I just failed my midterm. I didn't have any time to study. It probably wasn't the only test I failed this semester. My parents are stressing me out. I'm behind on 2 classes. I have so much work to do. Oh, and when I get home, my roommate hates me.
Okay, so let's start with you feeling as though you're a failure. It seems as though you're what we'd call catastrophizing. Essentially, you're generating negative thoughts about yourself, but to an extreme. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I feel like I'm messing up college, and I never mess up. I've always been the smart kid.
So in high school, academics came easier for you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so I find it helpful to recognize what can't be changed in a situation. Could you tell me what about this situation that you don't have the power to change?
I mean, maybe it's just because I haven't done well up to this point. I can't change the grade on my midterm. You can't change an F into an A overnight. It just doesn't happen.
Well, yes. So unless, of course, you work something out with the professor, you can't change the grades you've received. You're not getting the same grades as you did in high school, but does that really mean that you're not smart?
Listen, I know that I'm smart. I do. I had parents telling me my entire life growing up and everyone around me. But I feel like here I'm not smart, and that's a horrible feeling.
So it helps to be patient with yourself. It's not uncommon to take time to acclimate to a new environment. Throughout this session, I'd like to work on changing your views about what may be happening to you and your negative beliefs about yourself.
Okay.
Okay? Let's go back to you telling yourself that you're a failure. When you say this, you're devaluing yourself. It seems to be that you're telling yourself that you must do well or you're no good.
I always do feel like I have to do well. If not, I feel like a failure. No, I don't feel like I'm a failure. I am a failure.
You're living by a rule that you're not allowed to make mistakes and that you have to be perfect all the time.
I know I'm supposed to say no one can be perfect, but I don't know.
College is a challenging transition. I'd like to help you find resources on campus that can help make this transition maybe a little bit easier for you. Let's say you don't do well in this class. What's the worst that can happen?
I fail. I don't walk across that stage. I don't get my diploma, and my parents think I'm a disappointment.
So worst case scenario, you fail. Do you know what your options are if you do fail?
Well, I get a failing grade, and then that pretty much dooms my GPA.
Okay, be mindful that you're catastrophizing again. Your GPA won't necessarily be doomed, so actually the policy is here that you can retake the class once if you do fail.
You're telling me I can retake this class?
Yes, Well, the newest grade will replace the old, but this policy, of course, is set up so students can't abuse this option. I encourage you to keep working. I truly believe that you'll surprise yourself. It is midterms, so that means you have the whole second half of the semester to work on pulling up this grade. Have you considered the tutoring center?
I don't even know where that is.
After this session, I'd be more than happy to walk you over and introduce you. If you're willing to put in the effort, they're a great resource to help you catch up.
Yeah, I just feel like it's going to be another thing that I have to do. I'm already overwhelmed with all my jobs and my work on campus and my school and classes and everything else that's going on. I'm just so overwhelmed.
Maybe effort towards bettering your grades could lessen the pressure from your parents. You've told me that you're very involved on this campus. In Hillel, you're holding jobs. So, which is all very commendable. But do you think that maybe your academics are suffering because you're overextending yourself?
Yeah, I'm overextending myself. Easy. I can definitely admit to that. But I like my friends in Hillel and all the other clubs that I'm involved in. I need that extra money for my job. I need to do well in school, and I really still want to stay involved on campus. I just want to do it all, and it's just overwhelming.
Okay. So the tutoring center, I think, would really benefit you because it sounds like you could use a little help with time management, and they do offer time management and study tip workshops.
I could definitely try that. I can't ask my parents for any more money towards any other class to retake this especially. I really, really want to do better.
Okay, so I'd like to see if we can look further into what's overwhelming you. You mentioned your roommate hates you.
We don't get along. She's a mess, and we argue about me coming in and going out and smelling like smoke and all my stuff smelling like smoke. She just hates it.
What do you mean when you say she's a mess?
Oh my gosh, the list goes on and on. She leaves her things all over the room. Her clothes, her dirty dishes, they pile up in the sink. Last week we had to have the janitor come in to unplug the sink for the 5th time. We've only been living there for so long. And then she always leaves everything for me to clean and for me to take out the garbage.
Okay, so is it fair to say that the responsibilities of the chores falling on you adds to you feeling overwhelmed?
It's just another thing.
What are your feelings when she leaves the mess?
She doesn't care that I have a lot going on. She's only in her own world and wants everybody to know that she's the only one that does things. And I just don't have the time, or I don't have anything.
So her being messy means to you that she doesn't care that you have a lot going on?
I just think it's rude. Like, we share a space and she doesn't even take care of it. It's a shared space for a reason.
Have you discussed with her your standards of a mess?
I'll tell you, from day one I told her I was going to be clean. And it's frustrating when I tell her that and I remind her of that. And every time, it's just her leaving her stuff everywhere still.
Our thoughts impact our behavior. Do you think your stress with your packed schedule and your frustration with the mess could be adding to the tension between yours and your roommate's relationship?
Definitely. I've had it up to here, and I'm just really frustrated.
You've made a negative interpretation about how she feels about you. It may be helpful to discuss each other's perspectives on things. Would you consider sitting down with me and maybe completing a roommate contract? We could set agreeable boundaries and even come up with a chore system that works for the both of you?
I mean, she's so stubborn. I don't think I can get her to agree to anything. But if she agrees, I'll do it.
Okay, good, good. How about you tell me a little bit more about your smoking habits that you mentioned?
Before this year, I've never smoked, but I find that it helps me relieve my stress and anxiety. I want to not smoke so badly, but I don't think I can stop. I'm so dependent on it, and I'm afraid I'll be too stressed if I drop it, quit it.
Okay, so I'd like to try and help you work on stopping. Let's see if we can find out what's triggering the stress that leads to smoking. I'd like you to keep a log this week.
What kind of blog are you talking about?
So it would be helpful if you could write down what you're feeling and what's happening right before you get that urge to smoke.
Okay, I mean, I guess I can do that.
Do you have other ways of coping with your stress?
No, not right now. I find smoking to be just easy, and it takes care of the job.
Have you considered alternatives to cope with your stress? Do you like to hike or swim or?
I used to do cross country in high school.
Okay.
I love to run. I feel free when I run. I just don't have the time, with everything going on.
Keep in mind, self-care is very important, especially for someone as busy as you are with, trying to be involved in everything, these jobs, these clubs. When you're thinking about picking up a cigarette, try instead to find a healthier coping alternative or coping mechanism, like a short run. It doesn't have to be long, maybe just 5 minutes or so.
I definitely need to try to not smoke anymore. It grosses me out. I don't like the smell. I don't like how I smell, and I like my teeth white. I don't like them yellow. So, it's just not a good situation. It's not good advice.
Okay. So, what I'd like you to work on this week is the next time you're feeling like you're a failure, try to challenge those negative thoughts. Think about if you're expecting too much of yourself, if you're having irrational thoughts like you must be perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so keep in mind you can allow for mistakes, be patient with yourself. College is a transition. Keep in the back of your mind what's going well for you, like your friends in Hillel, you're succeeding in your jobs, things like that.
I will.
Okay. Are you feeling okay?
I'll be alright.
Good. So to me it sounds like it's a lot of time management. Are you still up for that walk over to the tutoring center?
That sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.